Of the guard is going to chip or flake the paint off, right? So what we're going to do is, see how I took that block, I put that block on there, fits right in there. Then I put my rag on there and I have a perfectly flat surface. The rag won't protect powder coat, finished show car powder coat from the cleats on the deal, right? We just use a plain rag when we're lifting stuff around here, just the stuff we're working on, but once they're done, you don't ever want to scratch a customer's car. All right, so we know that's in the center of the rag. Then that goes, will it go under there? I don't even know if it'll go under there. Nope. All right, so let's change what we're doing. All right, D, tell them what I just did right here.
He just put it up under the control arm on one side with just a block because it's not a painted surface.
Because it's not a painted surface, right? It's a factory aluminum Corvette lower A-arm.
Yep.
So it's not painted, so all we need is a 1/4 inch to clear the lift, right?
Yep.
There you go, come on with it.
Y'all ready on this side?
Hold on, I want to make sure it's not.
How many more do we need, two? Yeah.
Watch the corner of the lift, okay?
Put it on the back over there.
All right, Devin, you got to come on up with it, buddy. Come on,
Mixing this out.
come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, that's good.
Mixing this
Now
out.
slide that out.
Get out there.
Move, baby. Yeah. Don't hit the control one. Oh, you had it? Come here, Jack, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to get the rags out. The cameras have never seen the underneath of this car before.
No.
First time I've seen it.
That's the first time any of us have seen them.
Really? I think y'all
Yeah,
have lifted it up.
we've never put this on one.
Oh. It's pretty.
So I'm so scared.
Don't want to touch anything. Don't breathe.
What the problem I got?
Right there.
Huh?
Right there. Is it busted?
Well, that's where I saw where it was touching, but I don't think that's where it's leaking. There's no oil right there. That's where I thought it was leaking. So where is it leaking? Dude, that's brake fluid.
That's where it's coming from.
Oh, wait.
think-
Is it leaking brake fluid?
That could be it.
Could be it.
Well, let's see if we can fix it. See, get a 3/8. Get 3/8. Get 2 3/8 and 2 7/16. It's 1 to 2.
You want a line wrench or just a
Oh, no, regular wrench. Something is, yeah, that's exactly what it is, D. Look where it's discolored the header.
That's what I was thinking.
We don't want that.
Here you go. 2 3/8 and a 9/16. That's your 9/16. So you're 3/8.
I'd rather have, I'm at 7/16.
Sorry.
Yeah, give me, hey,
Yeah.
actually, maybe, get a 7/16 and a half, but get this kind where it's small enough to get in there.
But the spaggers hold on to it.
That shouldn't be leaking. Which makes sense, it only leaks when you got your foot on the brake.
Just heavy.
And the oil and brake fluid. Brake fluid's pretty nasty too. On a painted surface,
I've had that leak on my driveway countless times.
dog hair or something in my throat. You see, that just looks like, that don't look like brake fluid to me. That's engine oil. We got a combination of leaks going on. So somebody give me a 5/8 wrench and an 11/16.
Thank you.
5/8 wrench and what?
11/6.
And an 11/16. Oh, she was loose. Is that pretty tight?
Pretty tight.
Just remember, it's a hydraulic hose, so it needs to be pretty snug.
Yeah, I'm going
There you
here.
go. Beautiful. All right, so we know hydraulic's tight now. We know it wasn't leaking there, so wipe the residue off of that. Devin, can you wipe yours off the back side of that? What I'd like to do is see if we can, what kind of chemical we can get to try to clean that oil splats off. And I don't want to use anything that's solvent based.
Water.
Like some, let's see what 409 or even a little Dawn will do. Just straight Dawn.
Most of it.
We had an oil leak. We thought it was an oil leak coming off of the Lingenfelter kit that did the oil pressure, where we put an oil cooler on it and the cooler, and we thought we'd started smoking about 15 seconds after we unloaded this car. We drove the car into SEMA Cruise, and when we drove the car into SEMA Cruise, we took it straight out, loaded it straight on a trailer, and drove it straight back. So here's what I'm gonna tell you. We came in the shop and fired it up to back it out to get it ready to go show this spring. It's been sitting there for 3 months. 15 seconds into that start, smoke rolls out from underneath the hood and you smell oil burning, and you'd have thought this thing was in a full fire. Shut the engine down, got out of the car, rolled it to the lift, got it up on the lift, and it was a small brake fitting on the left side, on the driver's side, where both lines come together to the T, was not exactly tight, and it was spraying that oil onto the header. But how would it have been? God's got perfect timing. That didn't happen to us on the SEMA Cruise. That happened to us here. I cannot see you.
You're good. Come on back.
Oh,
Turn the wheel and it shot straight out.
where at?
Over down there, and then there's a big puddle right here. It's both sides. Looks like it's both sides. Sonny. There. It's coming from the.
It's power steering fluid.
Yeah, it's coming from the. It's power steering. It's not.
Devin, as tight as this is, it's not the fitting that, it's not it's tight on there. It's almost like the fitting is galled.
At the threads right there or above it?
Inside something inside the fitting that should be free spinning right now.
Isn't free spinning, huh?
Bart, what are you taking apart?
Okay, so this is the power steering line that we did. And we got, it's leaking. And so I'm really concerned. These are Summit Racing fittings. And if you'll notice, you can't turn this. You have to have a wrench. And it's hard to turn. And the other one is even worse. You can look. We had a good bite, but evidently it's severed. Oh, look at that. There it is.
Oh, shoot.
It's severed.
Oh.
See the liner inside it?
We'll come over here and look.
I would say the biggest cause of that's probably over tightening, which is kind of scary because you're supposed to run it down flush. So it could be that the size of this tubing on the, see, this one's got a hard spot in it too. What caused that should spin freely right there. See, it spins, that's freely. But when you get to that hard spot, there's something in there. And so it means that it could be the quality of the fitting, which is, we probably should have used Russell fittings. Actually, we have Russell in there now. There's the piece of the inner pipe. And you can see it's threaded perfectly straight. But as it went down through there and compressed,
It got sideways.
it got no. It compressed perfectly, but it thinned out the hose to where it separated. That's where your fluid was coming out of.
Okay.
Fabric?
Yep.
Ones we used had metal. It was metal instead of.
Stainless steel. So here's where everybody messes up. They don't read the directions, and this is left thread.
So twist
So
it
if you
left
think
as
you're
put
tightening
down.
it, if you think you're tightening it, all you're doing is shagging up the end. This is left thread, and it will screw right down onto the cloth until you get it. So here's the next piece. So you want it exactly flush. All right, see where the inside of that rubber hose is sitting dead against the threads? Can you see it with the camera?
In the
See how that
threads.
rubber hose is right up dead even with the threads? You can tilt it where you can kind of see it.
Where's the hose?
Okay. Yeah, you can barely.
You
see
can
it.
barely see it. You see the
little
lip?
lip on the hose?
Yeah.
I left threaded it up in there and it's tight in there, right? Here's the next place everybody messes up.
Is that what you meant when you said flush?
Flush is up there next. They don't do this right here.
I was good at lubricating those threads.
So it's oiled up there. I will this side up so I don't forget, right?
Yep.
And so I want to start this in there, and I want to feel it down through the rubber, right? And once you start threads, you know, if you're not flush on the inside, this is where you get crooked. Once you catch the threads, the cone is in there, right? So once you catch threads, it's going straight. But if you got a little space in there, this thing can cockeye, the hose can cockeye just a little bit, and you're done. A lot of people will put this in a vise, but I can feel it just like this. Okay, I can feel if it's binding up in a vise. I don't know. It should have pretty much the same consistency right down till I get to the end. So we need the old hose.
Wait, so it's bad to use a vise?
Huh?
It's bad to use a vise?
Well, here's the thing about using a vise. You run the risk, you can't feel it, and this is aluminum, so you run the risk of crushing it and oblonging it, which is exactly what could have happened to that one. Because we showed the kids how to make, the kids all made these hoses, and so if they got the vise just a hair too tight, okay,
It would crush
it would oblong it and do make a flat spot on it, which is exactly right where it was, yeah. Here's the deal, having a great set of hose cutters is the key, right? I put it on the blade where I want it, slide it right down in there. And having that nice, quick, clean cut is critical. See what it did? It offset the hose in there.
Yep.
You see that? See where if I go just a quarter turn too tight, where it offset the hose?
Hold on, I'm trying to get focus.
It's not trash, is it?
Yeah, I see it.
Because I did it by hand, I didn't have it in a vise.
Okay, yeah.
So let's oil down in there too.
What is it? CCM.
Oh, shoot.
See, you can stick it in there. You know it's free. Turn it real soft. It's going right in. And you know you got it right. You're gonna have to make a lot of these at 240 because every line there's gonna be no factory lines.
I'm excited
It's
about
all
it.
gonna be
That's why I
handmade.
like seeing you do it. Sounds like me and Russell are gonna be good friends.
You need to buy stock in the companies, which ought to do.
Yeah.
You need 11/16. See how smooth it is? That's telling me there's no problem. If it was moving around or binding a little bit,
Different.
it'd be totally different. See, I could actually turn this almost all the way down with my hands. Put it
I
on.
thought you were grabbing those Germans.